Today's demo is going to revolve around setting up a remote site connection. Now, these credentials are valid if you want to use these to connect to our office here, but you can also use this exact same methodology to connect to your own site. The first thing that we want to do is we want to click on Setup. After the setup comes up, we want to click Add, and that's going to give us some credentials for a new site. So in our case, we're going to put in Impath Office. The server name doesn't really make any difference. It can be anything that you choose it to be, and it isn't necessary for getting remote connection to the DVR. The IP address, in this case I'll give you ours, is going to be 24.222.74.204. Oops. Now, your address could be a dynamic address, or it could be a dedicated IP address, but that's where that's going to need to go. The default connection port in this case is going to be the 5100. If yours is different, obviously this is where we're going to want to change it. And the login user ID and the login password are both going to be the exact same. They're both going to be demo. By default, the device type will come up as PC DVR. If you have a embedded series and an embedded series from us, or an NVR, you would use the DH series, DVR, NVR. But in this case, you're going to connect to our PC, IN7100 series, so let's leave that on PC DVR. The default stream is going to be substream, so when we're connecting, we're initially going to be looking for the substream. This helps us quite a bit when we're looking at remote connections, trying to keep bandwidth low so that we can keep a lot of good fluid motion in the video that we're seeing. We'll leave the view cameras on all cameras, but we can select which ones we want to see if you wanted to do that. And everything else is fine, so we can leave it just that way. A couple of simple settings. Hit OK at the bottom, and you'll see that we have this now populated into our server list. So last couple things, we'll click Save to make sure that that saves. We'll exit that screen. So what this has done is it's populated our Impath office here on the right hand side. Now typically if you're connected and you've got a good connection, you'll know right away. You'll have a small green computer screen, so you'll know that you're live with that server. If you have a server like that or a small image like this but it has an X through it, you might not have put in the credentials correctly, so go back and take a second look at what you put in and make sure you have the proper things entered in the fields. The plus sign here is going to expand this server and show you all the cameras that we have here. And just for this demo, let's just change this back to a 4-camera view, make it look a little bit nicer. So what we have is all of these cameras here. Of course, these red cameras are ones that we're not using right now, but we'll choose another one. Highlight one of your camera screens by left-clicking once on any one of the screens so that you have this highlighted red box around it. And double-click on one of our cameras. So in this case, we'll use this one called Chain Link Entry. So this brings up a screen to show you exactly what's going on outside of our building. Now that's the double-click method if you want to bring that up on the screen, but you can also drag these. So let's grab our front PTZ and drag that onto the screen. If we wanted to connect all the cameras, there is a button for that. So if we didn't want to choose individuals, we could connect them all by clicking the Connect All button. And what that'll do is start from the very first camera all the way down to the bottom. If we want to disconnect all those cameras, we hit the Disconnect All button, and all the cameras go away. For more information, please go to our website at impathnetworks.com. Or if you'd like to reach out to us directly, please call our toll-free at 855-546-7284.